Hey there, good evening. Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Central. You know what that means. Time for Sports Riot, live on Twitch. Thanks so much for joining us, and welcome in. My name is Mike Levashok. This cat right here, right there, the star of Barry on Deck, the everyman of Houston Sports Entertainment, Mr. Barry Laminack.
Stop it.
It's true.
Just listen. How come you don't start with the hey there, hi there, ho there?
Because you guys don't like it?
I love it. I think John just bust your balls. I always wait on the hey there, hi there, ho there, and you just like, hi.
Do you really? I think I've done it 3 times maybe.
I swear I like it. Hey chat, do you like the hey there, hi there, ho there? Let's do a poll. Let's
writing it down.
How do you set up a poll? Set me up your poll, Shock. Show me your poll. Raid, clip that.
I'm gonna have to pan out.
Latest followers. What is this? Is this a poll? That's not a poll.
Really?
Where's the
This a thing?
goddamn poll at?
You're up 3-0.
Hey there, hi there, ho there.
All right, so someone's changing their own name. Someone just paid 2,000 bricks to change their own name?
I don't know. Did they? Look, we don't have the smartest chat on Twitch, okay?
Steelers Nation Australia is changing his own name to Dayton Triangles Nation Australia. At least they showed heart back in the 20s. Unlike a certain team from a certain town that begins with P and ends with Pittsburgh.
Yeah, dude, you're Steelers. You're Steelers. They're the Pittsburgh shit the beds. That's what they are.
Can I tell you this though? I think at least that was expected.
You got super blurry. It's like I'm drunk right now.
Here's the thing.
Wood, totally wood. I got wood. I would hit it. All that.
I think yesterday morning, today, whatever people are going through, Steeler fan is less disappointed in his or her team than Cowboys fan is. Because Steeler fan, you kind of knew, right? I mean, you kind of knew. It's something we'd speculated on. You know, Ben had 2 good final wins, a home game against the Browns, a roadie at the Ravens in Week 18, just to go to Kansas City on Sunday night and get put down like a mangy old one-eyed, 3-legged dog. But you kind of knew that was coming. Dallas, you sat through an hour of that game. Your team gave you hope, and then like every other time for a quarter of a century, they yanked the carpet right out from under you. Maybe you expected that too.
I think a lot of Cowboys fans secretly expected it, even if they don't admit that they thought that would happen. I think you get preconditioned. Like I saw a stat that said this is the 11th time in a row that the Cowboys, or it's been 11. The Cowboys have made, in the last 11 appearances in the playoffs, they haven't made it to the NFC Championship game, the most in NFL history. For playoff appearances without making an NFC or a championship game. So I think if Cowboy fans have just a skosh of self-awareness, they were kind of like, we're going to fuck this up.
But maybe it's the manner in which it happened. Like maybe you go and think, okay, they are going to run on us. Something wrong is going to happen. You don't expect it to go down like that with a quarterback draw with 15 ticks left and you can't snap the ball, and all of a sudden you think the center can center the ball and all. The manner in which it went down is what makes it most tragic for Cowboy fans and more hilarious to everyone else outside of your bubble. Yeah, you're still them boys.
They screwed it up.
There's no doubt.
Bad play call.
Still them boys.
Bad execution.
Yes,
just all the way around. Mike McCarthy's. They said Steve Jones or whatever his name is, Jerry's son. Said he's keeping his job, so they obviously don't give a shit.
But can you imagine?
By the way, Justin Kelp said, Barry, there will be no Berg slander out of. I keep the Berg slander out of here. Hey, listen, it's not my fault. Literally, Big Ben ran like the actual Big Ben, like the big fucking statuesque clock. Like if ever it was time, that was a pun. It was time. It's time. It's time.
It's time.
I just had to address that.
Can you imagine, though, when you're looking at your DC and your OC potentially getting hired away and you're going to keep Mike McCarthy. That's the guy you're going to hold on to, not Dan Quinn, not Kellen Moore, who came up through your organization and who at a young age you thought enough of to give him the offensive playbook. But you're going to let those two guys go and keep him. That's what's funny.
If you're a GM, Shock, chat, hey, chat, if you're a GM, if you guys are GMs, hey, yes, please. Hey, if you were a GM, would you spell it? Okay, that was fucking stupid. I'll leave the hair carry to you. It was awful. If you're a GM, do you go out and chase two coordinators that were part of a epically failed and flawed team just in the playoffs? Regular season, Cowboys, I thought had their mojo working. Defensively, you had stars, you know what I mean? Like Mike Parsons, the Rookie of the Year candidate on defense, and Diggs with all those interceptions, and Randy Gregory and Dick Gregory and Gregory Hines, and I don't know. I'm just making up names.
Duncan Hines.
Duncan Hines. I wonder how long we can
Andy
do that.
Duncan.
Randy Gregory. Oh. I'll start. Let's see how long we can go. Okay, you ready? You have to take the last name and start it with a first name, all right? You ready?
Sure.
Randy Gregory.
Gregory Hines.
Hines Ward.
Done.
No, you got to keep going. Hines Ward.
Ward Cleaver.
Cleaver. Fuck.
He was a fictional character, but
it's got to be real people.
Oh, I don't know one with a first name Ward.
What? Montgomery Ward. No. Ward. Montgomery Ward.
Montgomery Cliff.
Is there a dude named Ward? Dave Ward,
Probably.
But you got to go first name. All right, that did.
I get what you're saying, though. Yeah. I mean, is the Dallas defense a mirage? Were they really good? They beat one team with 10 wins this year. I mean, your division is what it is, and they weren't strong, and they swept it. But maybe they weren't as good as we thought.
Yeah, but but I'm saying if you're another team, do you look at that team and think, I want those OC, that OC, I want that DC, I want them leading the charge so that we can have a monumental collapse like that? I mean, let's be real.
Quinn,
it's on Mike McCarthy, but Kellen Moore was the play caller. Kellen Moore had something to do with that last play. You want him as your OC?
I think you'd want Dan Quinn before you'd want Kellen Moore because he's gotten to a Super Bowl. He's got some kind of pedigree. I'm not saying he's the first guy I would hire, but if one of the two was going to get taken, oh man. Thanks, Donna. Let's see how many deceased Houston news folks we can.
Let's go. Let's just do another one. Dead people. You ready? I'll go first. Dave Ward. I stuck you with Ward again. You're like, fuck. Ward Cleaver. You can't do that, Shock.
You're right.
I
can never think of the guy with the glasses who did the restaurant inspections. Yeah.
The one day I was making fun of him on the radio, Zindler. Zig Zindler. Okay. The one, remember that day I was making fun of him on the radio? And I was like, I want to see him. Yeah, we're like, he's dead. I was like, what? Oh, shit. Yep. I forgot he died. I need a running list. What I need, look, if your phone's going to listen to you the whole time, what would be dope is if it was like, if I said Dave Ward and it was like, hey, Shelby! Thank you for the gift of sub, sweetie!
Gotta verify something. Total Dallas says Dave Ward is not dead.
Yeah, he is. He's fucking... Huh?
He's 82 years old. He's alive and well. He's just retired. He's not dead. Oh, yeah, he is dead. Is he? No, he's alive. His Wikipedia says he's alive. He's 82.
I thought he died, too. I thought he died. Joe Pro, thank you for the 303 biddies. Hey, speaking of Dave Ward, speaking of Donna, thank you, Donna, for resubbing. She said, howdy, squad. She re-upped for 8 months now. She's been subscribed to this raggedy-ass show. I can't believe we've been doing this show 8 months. That's also cray-cray.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Dave Ward's on Twitter. Thanks, Total Dallas. Let him know that Donna said he was dead.
No, Don. And then Barry went along with it, so it's shock. I miss Dave Ward so much. And then we're like, what? Oh, he's alive.
Gina Gaston, rest in peace. You will be missed. Cheetah Craft, you will be missed.
I miss Cheetah so much. Oh, man. 8 months. She's almost has a Riot Squad baby. Yeah, that's true, Philip. Hey, shout out to Philip Barnard. We love you, buddy. We know you are GTSS. You're going through some shit. The toughest of tough times, man. Riot Squad going to hold you down. The deckhead's going to hold you down, too. And we're thinking about you, man. We are rooting for you. For those of you listening that maybe don't know, like Steelers Nation Australia, one of our own here on the Riot Squad, Philip Barnard, heartthrob, lost his wife this week. 35 years young, a wonderfully sweet lady. I got to meet them at a show while I was in Oklahoma, and just so sad. So we love you, buddy, and we're cheering for you.
Thing about Throb, though, is that sometimes you say, "Oh, he's a good dude." I always call him Throb. I've been calling him Throb for a decade now. As I got to meet him several times during our Rock the Mic days, and he and I were. I don't think we ever went toe to toe like on the debate stuff, but we were always in the same competitions, and we hang out and talk wrestling, talk local sports, because he is a professional wrestler amongst other trades, noted telecom retail salesman, and a bunch of other stuff. And I think he moved back to Oklahoma a little less than a decade ago, but he always had a good time hanging out with that cat, always rooting for him. And as always, man, we got your back. If there's something you need, let us know. You know how to reach us.
Amen, fam. Amen.
Amen, fam.
Oh boy, we had dinner. We scarfed it down right before the show, so I apologize.
What did you have? I couldn't tell. You're like the Flash. What was that?
I am. I what? I was like a what?
It was like the Flash. Oh, you were eating so fast, I couldn't tell what it was.
Dude, I was trying to get it down. So I'm back on this diet grind. I'm trying to get down again, so that when I record my album, I might end up taping it as a special too. So I don't want to be fat for that. And that could happen in the next 4 years, 20 years, 100 years. So I'm back on that turkey grind. So that bowl was 12 ounces of ground turkey with taco meat seasoning. We basically make 5 pounds of ground turkey to last us for the week.
Stop.
Yeah.
That's what I just ate.
So 5 pounds of ground turkey, we put taco seasoning in it. Then Nora makes homemade pico de gallo. And it is spicy because she's Mexican. And when they make pico, holy shit. You know what it is? It's the oils from their skin. It's just naturally spicy. And so when they touch the stuff, it gets okay.
I don't think it's racist. I think it's good.
How that works. And like that. But she makes amazing pico de gallo, or we just call it pico. White people say the whole thing. Like I said, pico de gallo.
It's pico.
Hispanics say pico, like white people will be like, I like that pico de gallo, and nope. So, and then I make a bag of Uncle Ben's 90-second rice, whole bag, and that's my dinner, and that's all I eat all day. That's it. I eat 12 ounces of ground turkey with a bag of rice and some pico.
Our 8-year-old decided it was Taco Tuesday, and so we did the same thing, only because there's 6 of us. We made 6 pounds of ground turkey, taco seasoning. We use jasmine rice because we enjoy the Indian rice. We like the taste of it, the texture of it a little bit. And I just scarfed down 3 tacos and some rice myself. So good on you, man. We're twinsies.
Look at you.
By the way, it's National Gourmet Coffee Day. So if you're out there enjoying a gourmet coffee, good on you. It's also National Peking Duck Day. So enjoy some coffee, some duck, some rice pilaf, maybe a little d'orange, however you like it.
What kind of coffee you drink? Like, are you a Folgers guy? You strike me as a Folgers guy. Any dude that would wear a robe is also going to drink Folgers. Pretty sure.
Folgers is so bitter to me. It tastes burnt.
Okay.
Folgers and Maxwell House is the biggest redneck coffee there is. Maxwell House also, it tastes like it's burnt.
Yeah, Maxwell House.
I drink more.
Okay.
Yeah, I do more of the Keurig pods because I'm on the run so much. I don't have time to sit there and brew a pod. I would if I had time, but my niece works at a Starbucks up in Maryland, and she sent me for my birthday last year a bag of. I thought you were gonna say it's not Sumatra. It's whatever their light roast is, man. That is so damn.
Oh yeah,
it's so good.
I don't like Starbucks coffee. It's got like the aftertaste of a Starbucks coffee. I can't do it. Yeah, I rock with my Keurig. HEB makes a wonderful variety pack. They've got the San Antonio, the Houston.
The Houston is what I drink every day.
And then they have a box of Hill Country, which is really good.
Yep.
And then they've got a Beaumont, which actually just tastes like a foot. And then, no, I'm just kidding, everybody in the chat from Beaumont. We love you. It's a joke. Stop it. They've got a Huntsville that tastes like crime. And
what about Vider?
Yeah. Oh, you can just taste the racism.
You're just taste
like,
the racism.
Oh man. So
that's
this
their tag.
Is what a
Taste
burning
the
cross
racism.
tastes like. Okay, I never thought a burning cross would taste like this.
Ground up lawn jockey. You get little bits of goggle and horsewhip. You know what else is good, man? And I wish more people carried them. It's a local. They're in the middle of Houston. They're called Bright and Early. If you have a chance to grab some of their stuff, they are fantastic and they're local and you're not feeding big coffee.
Right. And
but yeah, Starbucks can be strong,
pharma,
man.
Big coffee and big girls.
Big coffee.
Wait a
big
minute.
Peanut butter.
Yeah.
Vider coffee is not available in black. Total Dallas.
Oh,
Damn.
come on!
Woo!
Yes!
Yep.
Total Dallas, take that lap, baby. Come on. Woo! Hi, can I get a Vider coffee in black? Sorry, we only have blonde. What? Extra cream, heavy cream. It's pretty much just cream. That's all Vider coffee is. It's just cream.
It's just
white.
full milk.
Oh, see, I
Not
almost said
2%,
something awfully
it's
racist.
Just,
yeah.
what do they call that? It's not 2%. It's not
1%. It's got to be 1%.
It might be. I don't know. Have you been there? Talking about the last 1%.
Oh my god! It's not
definitely not the top.
It's like, oh, I can't have any of that. I'm lactose intolerant. Oh, don't worry. It's just intolerant. So that Vider cream is intolerant. What? Don't worry about it.
Heartthrob says the Dallas Cup tastes decent, then the last drop just runs out. I know, dude. I
hate that. Oh, dang.
You're so excited about it, and then boom, you run out of time.
The Dallas coffee really lets you down. Yeah.
Yeah, never wait to spike it till the last second. Just,
let's talk about that play.
Early.
Are you good with that call? Are you good with that play call, Shakadopoulos?
From what I've heard, and people, this is experts say they messed that up 4 different ways, and I don't know all of the ways, but the play call itself was interesting. Dak went too far with it. Apparently, he should have let up 5 yards too early, but I guess the crux of it is, would you rather have 2 or 3 shots at the end zone from 35 or 40 yards out, wherever it was when the play started, or 1 shot from 20 out? What would you rather do? And that's what it really came down to, is McCarthy and Kellen Moore in concert deciding they wanted 1 good shot from closer than 1 or 2 from 15 to 20 yards farther out.
And the closer you get, obviously, the percentage goes up on a Hail Mary. But Hail Marys are outside of the 30, right? So they broke it down, and it's basically, if you have a 1 in 5 chance of actually scoring a touchdown on a Hail Mary at around 40 yards. A 1 in 5 chance. Now, when you evaluate it this way, if you have 14 seconds left on the clock, you have at least 2 plays. So if you have a 1 in 5 chance, you are doubling your odds. You're increasing them from 20% to maybe 40%. I think that's how math works. To me, I'm like, no, I want as many plays as possible. I'm not trying to get one good play. I'm trying to get as many plays as possible. And the risk obviously outweighed the reward, because the risk was the game is over. You're relying on too many things. You're relying on Dak to know when to get down, not to fumble. You're relying on the team to get up and get set and get ready again and spike the ball, and no penalties. Everybody gets set. And lastly, you're relying on the umpire to be in position and to hurry. Nobody handed him the ball, which was one of their flaws. But you had to rely on all of those things as opposed to everybody go route, go to the end zone. Some shit might happen. You might get a pass interference, and now you got 5-6 seconds left to run a play from the 1. Like, there's just, to me, it makes more sense to take as many shots as you can from where you were at, as opposed to that dumbass move.
I keep hearing people say you should have waited to hand the ball to the ref, and maybe that saves you a second. But, I mean, no one on the planet outside of the Cowboys bench and Dak knew what that play was going to be. I wouldn't be surprised if the ref was caught off guard. It's not like he was walking up leisurely. He was halfway between a jog and a run, whatever.
He ran into the line trying to get to the ball.
If you try to hold off and hand him the ball, time's going to run out anyway. So obviously the biggest problem was the play itself. And they're guarding the lines, as they say in baseball. The Cowboys are protecting outside of the Niners are protecting outside the hash mark, so you can't get an out. I would want to take maybe 2 shots at the end zone. I mean, I don't know how else you do it. It's like the Niners are going to give him 20 yards on an out. Maybe you hope for DPI. I mean, there's so many other ways.
5 guys and you're running Hail Marys, right? They're definitely preparing for that. So the chances of maybe on a well-designed play of saying, okay, they're going to guard, especially with 14 seconds left. If you go 5 wide, no backs, max protection, but except for the receivers, and they're probably going to drop everybody to the 15, 10 or goal line. So now if the under route is available and you can get out of bounds like an out route, you can move up that 10, 15, 20 yards and still have that one play left. But that's just stupid, man. And that's why, bro, I wouldn't want Mike McCarthy to be my coach. I wouldn't want Kellen Moore to be my coach. No thanks. That's boneheaded dumb. That's David Culley level dumbassness.
I mean, Dan Quinn got to a Super Bowl, but wasn't his team the one that gave up the 28-3 or whatever it was, the Falcons choking against? So there's
choker.
That too. But I will say this, and this started for me yesterday when someone tweeted last night, after that game, and to think that people, took Kyler Murray over Matthew Stafford for MVP. Everything doesn't boil down to one game. It doesn't boil down to one half, one quarter, whatever it is. Everyone has horrible games, but that was horrible on so many levels Sunday. And so there's cats like Brian Flores. There's cats like Brian Flores out there. There's any number. I mean, Bieniemy. I think this is the year Bieniemy gets a job. I don't know which one, but the resurgence in offense this last week or two, the last month or whatever for KC, I think is going to lead to good things for him finally. 6 openings, 7 if the Raiders don't bring back that guy, Barry.
Hey, by the way, just real quick, you just got a gifted sub.
Nice.
Joe Pro. Thank you, Joe Pro. Yeah. Enjoy the program. Look at Joe Pro out here just gifting subs like he's Oprah. Truck driver Pookie with the gifted sub. Oh, Joe Pro changed my name to Trusty Mule. Why the fuck am I Trusty Mule?
Trusty Mule.
Why am I Trusty Mule, Joe Pro?
That's what your coffee tastes
like.
The
old gray mare, she ain't what she used to be. What?
So we're looking, I think it's 6 openings now, man. What over under on no, minority head coaches getting hired?
So is
it 6 or 7?
I'm gonna go 1, maybe 2. I'm gonna set the line
you think 2?
At 1.5. We'll see what you take. Now, because you got
you know what, I'll say specific. I'll say specifically black coaches.
Okay, not minority, because I'd be like, well, Ron Rivera got fucked.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so black coaches, I'll say 1.5. But you got the Texans gig. You've got the Giants. You've got the Jags. You've got the Raiders. You've got the Dolphins. Who else am I forgetting? The Vikings. That's 6. And there was one more that came free.
Right? I would say Flores definitely, in my opinion, the Jags are going to hire Byron Leftwich. That's who I think they're going to hire.
You think so?
That's the name that jumps out to me. So that's 2 right there. I'm going to say 3.
Okay. So Jags,
3.
Broncos. That's the one I forgot. Jags, Broncos, Vikings, Bears, Dolphins, Giants, Texans, Raiders. Wow.
3. I'm going to say 3.
So 8 open gigs. Yeah. 1,
and
2,
I think
3,
I think Miss Reich, I think her name is pronounced Reich from Philadelphia. I think she's going to get hired as the first female GM in the NFL.
She's not
I think
the
Vikings are going to hire her.
Though. There was another one.
She would be the first GM.
Oh, there was a GM in Minnesota, I believe.
That's the team that's trying to hire her.
No. There was a female GM in the 70s or 80s. Female NFL GM.
Really?
Yeah. Susan Toast
Spencer.
They
buried that got buried.
Oh, Susan Toast Spencer, the first general manager. Yeah, right there.
Maybe she's the first to interview.
Nope.
I don't know. They're saying she is
Riot
the first woman to interview for an NFL GM position. Maybe they just gave her the job. Yeah, I keep seeing. It is on every friggin' article that Catherine Rach would be the first female GM.
Susan tells Spencer broke glass ceilings for women in NFL front offices while saving Eagles from disaster. Yeah, I'm not.
It's crazy.
Let's Google her name. I'm pretty sure I saw that. Donna, thank you for the 35 biddies too. I think we missed that.
I trust you on that.
So
Barry is searching for that, guys. I threw this up on the Sports Ride Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. So wherever you are and wherever you frequent us, I'd love to know. With Ben going out the door this year, assuming the NFL will have no more than 6 quarterbacks going into next season who have a Super Bowl win. You've got Brady, who's got a couple. You've got Rodgers, Flacco, Russ, Nick Foles, Pat Mahomes. Who will be the next quarterback, the next starting quarterback to enter that pantheon of immortals? Who is it going to be? I think Flacco might retire too, so that really takes us down to 5. And we'll count Nick Foles. But all those guys started and won. Is it Josh Allen this year? Is it Matt Stafford this year? Will it be Joe Shiesty? Will he lead the Bengals to the promised land? He'll have to go through Josh Allen. Chances are to do it. This feels like a good year for a new guy. I don't have that much faith in the Bucs,
so?
Barry. I mean, they did what they did to Philly, but they came out of that game even more banged up. I would not be surprised if they lose to the Rams on Sunday.
I would say, I could see, as crazy as it sounds, I could see a Bills Rams Super Bowl. I really could. But I think people are high on the Rams because of what we saw last night, but they also played a underwhelmingly Cardinals team. So I think the Rams defense is probably the best defense left in the NFC. I'm not so sure about the AFC. The Bills defense is pretty damn good. Titans defense, pretty damn good. Rams definitely, I think, have the best defense. I think the Bucs and the Packers might have something to say offensively. The Rams just don't have a lot of stars. I mean, Cooper Kupp, obviously, but Matthew Stafford might turn back into. He might lose.
Cam Akers was a beast last night, dude. Yeah. Getting Cam Akers last night was huge. Outside of that game between the Raiders and Bengals, by the way, where Carr made his first start and Burrow made his first start, the other 3 guys making their first playoff appearance, it was Jalen Hurts, it was Mac Jones, and it was Kyler Murray, outscored 112-43. Philly trailed 31-0. The Pats 27-0. The Cardinals 28-0. So outside of the game where we had 2 first-timers starting against each other, all 3 got drubbed, and all 3, Mac Jones looking average, looked horrible.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray looked scared to death last night at times.
Yeah. I mean, but this is why
Jalen Hurts was awful.
Yeah. The playoffs it's the proving ground, right? And that's why the Tom Brady's and the Aaron Rodgers of the world have so much success, is because they can handle that. Aaron Rodgers isn't making that throw that Kyler Murray did in the end zone to that holy shit, get off me, and just throw the ball for the shortest pick 6 in NFL playoff history. The shortest pick 6. I mean, which is ironic because he's probably the shortest guy to throw a short pick 6.
Was it really?
Mm-hmm. It was the shortest pick 6 in NFL playoff history. But he just panicked. He just, don't question me. By the way, yes, confirmed. No, Susan.
You say that really? Because you're talking about who? Susan who?
Susan Toast Spencer, confirmed to be the first female GM in NFL history.
Maybe they didn't interview her, because that's what every story says, is that Catherine Rach is the first to interview.
Okay, yeah.
Not that she would be the first, but maybe she won the job in a wrestling. She won won in a wrestling.
She's in the middle, by the way. She's not on the right or the left. That's her.
Like a young Georgia Franieri. Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
Interesting.
She looks like she could be the dude on the left, but with short hair. They kind of.
What's going on there on the right, by the way? They're kind of cozy over there.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. She's like, "Oh my gosh, did you bring a nightstick to the photo shoot? My goodness, you got your chocolate and my peanut butter." Oh, Lord, be still my heart. Let me taste your coffee.
Maybe she had a Brooklyn accent. Maybe she was a strong Brooklyn type.
I can only do a good Southern and Australian accent. I don't even do a good Australian accent, and we have an Australian in the chat, so I'm not going to do it.
Oh, come on, you have to now. There's nothing funnier than doing someone in front of them.
No. Joe Pro said, was she somebody's wife or sister? No interviews seems odd. I think she was the daughter of the owner.
She definitely did an interview. That would have been awkward.
Susan Till Spencer was the first woman to land a GM job in the NFL after being promoted by her father, the owner Leonard Toast, for the Eagles in 1983. When speaking about this historic moment for Raish, NFL Network's Mike Garofalo made a prediction. I think she's going to get a general manager job in the future. So there you go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Looking up your dealio about Kyler Murray, I didn't realize it was a 3-yard pick six. When you said that, I thought about the end of the first half of the Redskins-Raiders Super Bowl when Theismann, I think, threw into square. I bet it was spotted at the 4. That is such a weird record to break.
Right?
You now have the shortest pick six. You shat the bed so deep on your own side of the field that you now are an immortal. And I hope they sent the ball to Canton. That needs to be under glass. Oh, my goodness.
But it's like down on it's not at eye level for adults. It's like on the floor. It's just so short people can see it. Good day, mate.
All right.
Steelers
truck
Nation,
driver
Australia.
Pookie.
Day, mate.
Yeah.
What do you do?
He's taking exception with you saying Mexicans have spicy skin.
He said, "Oh, come on, Barry. Us Mexicans did get mad when you said our skin is spicy. So do the accent. First of all, my wife. You ever had your wife put her finger in your mouth? That's how I confirmed spicy fingers. She fish hooked me once, and then my lip burned. So don't.
Oh my God.
Don't try that. It's not racist. It's facts." He said, "I didn't."
My wife's too much a germaphobe to ever do that.
Oh no, she didn't do that. No,
she just ran.
No, she didn't fish hook me. Are you kidding me? My wife thinks I'm disgusting. She's not putting her finger in my mouth.
Same.
No way. He meant we didn't get mad. Well, I did it. Good eye, mate. Right, yeah. Okay, that's it just went to England. Whenever I try to do English, it converts to Australian, and then when I'm trying to do Australian, I ended up Tom Hardy.
This is Australian for beer.
Right,
that's all you have to know.
Right, yeah. That's my impression of Tom Hardy and Peaky Blinders. Right, yeah. Right, yeah.
Arthur.
Right.
Shalom, Arthur.
What is this? If you don't take the opportunity to fish hook a yawning husband, I would do that to Nora though. She'd be like, we'd be driving in the car and she'd go, ugh, and I would just put my finger in her mouth, but you don't do it you can't do it like right here, because then they can just bite you.
They'll bite your finger off.
You got to get it in the back, and if you can touch both sides of the lips, if you can touch both sides of the lips, it's harder to bite down. So I will do that to her. She hates it, but I'll do it.
You learn. You know what? The more you know.
That's right, Alan. Thank you for the 100 biddies, buddy. All right, so we've established that Kyler Murray sucks. Dak Prescott sucks in the playoffs. Mike McCarthy sucks in approving calls from his OC Kellen Moore, who also sucks.
Yeah.
By the way, who you got? I asked this question, and maybe it's a stupid one. Do you think there was a case? Because I saw some Cowboy fans, and look, they're gonna, do you think that there was a case for getting one more untimed down because the ref maybe took too long?
No. I mean, there's no obligation for the ref to run at top speed. Isn't there a reasonable
expectation to place the ball in an efficient amount of time? In a playoff game with the clock running down?
The referee had to fight through the center and the left guard to get to the ball in the first place after the center spotted the ball himself. I mean, if they really run this play multiple times a week the way that they say they do, and some of these practices, they do have a practice ref, they have to know the official is the one that centers it, not the center. The center was ready to snap the ball. He knows better.
Yeah. But I liked it, though. I mean, look, let's be real, though. The umpire got a little petty. Let's be real, Shock. If you go back
game is over.
If you go back and look at the replay, He runs up, he finds his way to the ball. And what does he do? He takes the ball from here. He's like, it's here. And he goes, no. He moved it back literally a half yard, which took a half a second or more. And it literally could have been the difference between the game, getting the ball spiked and having one more down or not. Why did you have to move it a half yard? No. You were just being cantankerous, you goddamn Niners fan. Okay.
You know what?
I'm not even a Cowboys fan.
Maybe if Randy Gregory doesn't straight up tackle an offensive lineman just a couple minutes before, if the Cowboys don't commit 6 or 7 dead ball penalties on procedural stuff and false starts and this, that, and the other, and they're the most penalized team in the NFL the last 2 years, which most NFL experts will say that is a sign of a lack of discipline on the part of your head coaching staff. The Raiders had that designation for years. The Ravens had it for a few years. Dallas, for 2 years under Mike McCarthy, has been the most penalized team in the NFL. I don't even believe it's close.
I would have guessed Texans. Really? Like, they were awful. Most penalized team in the NFL 2021.
I think it's
Cowboys was first. You're right. Number of penalties, 127. Vegas had 124. Texans had 114. They were fifth. So it was Cowboys, Raiders, Chargers, Cardinals, Texans. One of these things is not like the others.
Nope. 2 teams in Texas.
Buffalo was fifth at 113. So it looks like if you can be a really penalized, highly penalized team, you could be a playoff team. I mean, Chargers were on the edge. They should have been a playoff team if their coach isn't a boneheaded nincompoop. You got Cowboys. Look, all the good teams get penalized a lot. So what I'm saying is the Texans are a really good team.
All the good teams get flagged just to keep them honest. Terrence J, I was thinking about you, man, because or about a couple Niner fans I have, because when Jimmy G threw that interception, and they had been vomiting up that stat all week about how the Niners were 7-0 this year in weeks that Garoppolo did not throw an interception. It was something like 3-6 the other weeks. I mean, it was some kind of a really polarizing stat. And I'm thinking, oh man, he's looking good here. As long as he doesn't throw a pick, they're good to go. Sure enough, boom, interception. They had been talking about a tailback in another game. I can't remember which game it was, but it was Najee Harris in the Steelers game. They had made such a big deal out of the fact that he had the second most carries ever by a rookie in a game without fumbling the ball. And 5 minutes later, he coughs the damn ball up. It's the kiss of death. You know, how many times have we seen them say, that this kicker has made 32 in a row? He is a perfect 12 for 12 from 40 to 50 yards. Boom, off the post 3 seconds later.
They know what they're doing. They know their jinxes. They know. That's what, you know what? I'm superstitious. I can't say that word without thinking of The Office and the greatest joke ever written on TV. The greatest joke ever written on TV. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Keep all your Seinfeld guffaws and Saturday Night Lives or whatever else. The greatest joke, in my opinion, in the history of television was when Michael Scott said, I'm not superstitious. I mean, I'm kind of stitious, but I'm not superstitious. Amazing. But they know why I believe in that stuff. I'm superstitious. I mean, I'm kind of stitious, but I believe in jinx and superstition. So yeah, they know what they were doing. That's what it is. That's Bill Worrell trying to get somebody to miss a free throw. That's what that is. Or
do we just seem to remember it when it happens? I mean, how often, if you're watching Major League Baseball, does a guy make a fantastic play in the field and then he's the leadoff hitter, and they'll say it every time? Well, how often do we see a guy who makes a fantastic play to end the inning lead off the next inning? Well, definitely when you make a note of it, we definitely notice it. But it's one of those things. I think we remember it because they literally said it. But how many times does it not happen?
The Lamakazi has said you're wrong. You're wrong.
Lamakazi.
That's a great name, Lamakazi, and a great logo too. A great name and a great logo. Well done, Lamakazi. I like that. But he said commentator.
It's from a children's book or something. Yeah.
Is it?
And look, no, it looks like it. It looks like the cover of like a tweener's book, like a tweens book or something like that. So they get the slate out for the week as well as the early betting lines. We got Bengals at Tennessee, kicking it all off on Saturday. It's just Saturday and Sunday this week. Guys, believe it or not, we are down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games left in this NFL season. There are 7. I don't count the stupid Pro Bowl. There are 7 competitive games left in this NFL season. Bengals at Titans. Titans an early 3.5 point favorite. 46.5 on that one. We can go through the.
Well, that's like outstanding.
Yeah.
Well, it's like finding something in the last place you look. Well, fucking duh.
Or like when they say, "Well, it must be somewhere." Well, yeah, no shit.
Must be somewhere, bro. I'm so guilty of saying shit like that. I say like all that. That seems like such a Southern thing to say. By the way, Joe Pro had paid his brick points to highlight the following message. Can you imagine the national outrage that the Cowboys got to spot their own ball?
Man. But then Dak would have thrown a pick, and it all would have been for naught. And
exactly.
We would have said, "Hey, Dak, you got another shot, and you still ruined it."
Didn't work, buddy. And
this is crazy.
Pan down.
Not too much. This. Focus on me. Look into my bluish green eyes.
Oh yeah.
Slate blue with a little bit of red.
I'm trying to match you. Like, you're too close. I'm trying to match your head level. There you go, Shock.
No, you're never matching my head level.
No, you got a noggin. You got a noggin for days.
8 3/4. No, 7 3/4.
Philip said if Dallas could have spotted their own ball, Stephen A. would have had a coronary. Yeah, exactly.
Is he anti-Cowboy?
Super anti-Cowboys.
I had no idea. I would have assumed he'd have been a Cowboy fan because he's such a front runner. Like I know Bayless is a Cowboys fan, but I didn't know about Stephen A. I mean, he loves LeBron. He loves Allen Iverson and the Knicks. I didn't know he was anti-Cowboy. That doesn't track for me with him.
Yeah.
He's got front runner written all over him.
All right.
So early impressions, Barry. First game, Bengals Titans. Titans 3.5 point favorite. Are you liking Joe Shiesty on the road here? I kind of am, and maybe it's because Titans have been out of sight, out of mind for 2 weeks now, and we just saw Burrow.
Has there been a less appreciated 1 seed than the Titans? And maybe it's just me. Maybe it's my mentality, but I'm sure there's people in the chat not named Titan Hugo. It's in the name. But I feel like, I don't know, chat. Hey, chat, do you believe in the Titans? Like, I don't know. I don't. And I've watched them play because of the AFC South and all that. And yeah, they're good at running the ball. They're beasts at running the ball. And defensively, they're good. And I'm just like, I don't know. And then what's going to happen is they're going to mess around and lay the wood to somebody and to the Bengals. And then we're all going to be like, oh, shit.
When you consider but when you consider the injuries that they've had this year, Derrick Henry for however long, but I think they had more games where they didn't have Brown or Julio than they had them both together. I mean, they were missing 1 or 2 of their 2 top receivers. They had Tannehill just being absolutely gross for a couple of weeks, but somehow, some way, they fought off the AFC and somehow got the 1 seed. And it's like, how did this happen when, you had Buffalo, you had KC, who came on stupidly great the last 2 months of the season, and they couldn't overtake them. And somehow Tennessee got a week off to lick wounds, and they're going to host a game in Nashville. It is amazing. And I don't hear Vrabel's name ever for Coach of the Year. I don't think I've heard that name one time, and I'm amazed.
I saw it in some of my research for one of my show preps. They had Vrabel mentioned as
honorable mention
Coach of the Year. No, I mean, who else would it be in the AFC?
Well, they only give one, don't they?
Yeah.
Isn't it for the whole league?
No, I think it's is it just the whole league? Hold on. Is it just?
I don't know. Like they don't think they'll
for some
give
reason,
it to the coach in Green Bay. Like LaFleur isn't up for it, or
I thought it was they did both. Like, okay, that's my bad.
Like Zach Taylor and Cincy. Like I have no feel for who they're favoring right now. You look at you look at Matt LaFleur in Green Bay. Maybe the Rams underachieved.
I don't know. Can you get Coach of the Year because you have Aaron Rodgers? Is that a thing? Can you do that?
I don't know.
I mean, if it's not David Culley, I don't know who it is. But
seriously, you say that. Did he have any business winning 4 games with that roster?
No. Let me see.
Did he have any business winning at Tennessee with that roster? No. No.
Do you have any business being a head coach in the NFL?
No.
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 All right. Kingsbury? No.
No.
The collapse. I'm just going through the coaches list.
Yeah.
Arthur Smith with the Falcons? No. Harbaugh with the Ravens? No.
Nope.
Sean McDermott in Buffalo. All right. So you got McDerm. You got McDerm, dog. Matt Rule in Carolina? No. Zach Taylor in the Bengals? Yes. Kevin Stefanski of the Browns? No. McCarthy and the Cowboys? No. Campbell with the Lions? No. Matt LaFleur in Green Bay? Sure, just because they're a 1 seed. Frank Reich in Indy? No. Darrell Bevell in Jacksonville? No. Wait, he just got hired. No, he was the interim, right?
Can I tell you what the odds are? Or do you want to go through all of them?
No, wait, was he? Yeah, no, he was. What the fuck is this?
Because I feel like a complete dumbass now.
Why?
Because Mike Vrabel is by far has the best odds of winning coach of the year.
Andy Reid. No. Bisaccia. I might have him on the list. Rich Bisaccia? Biacci?
Reid is top 10. And yeah, he's not on here, which surprises me. Belichick is the 4th best odds.
That's stupid.
You know, Sirianni in Philadelphia, Frank Reich 6th, Cliff Kingsbury 7th, Sean McVay 8th, which I don't get because I thought they overachieved massively. Mike McCarthy 9th. Now, granted, at 10,001, McVay, McCarthy, and Andy Reid are all 10,001. Mike Vrabel minus 185, Zach Taylor and Cincy plus 250.
How about Mike Tomlin?
I don't even know about Tomlin's on the list.
Damn it. No. Yeah, so Vrabel.
I don't know if people know you're Mike Tomlin stan. I don't know if anybody knows that.
All right, I've narrowed it down to the top 6, and you got to pick 3. Well, that I think is the top 6.
Sure.
Let me see. Hold on. Who did I miss here?
Oh, Barry's top 6.
Yeah, this is my
Screw
top 6.
Screw the odds makers. Screw
Mike
the Sharps.
Tomlin, Dan Campbell, John Gruden. No. Did you? By the way, did you see they were talking? When I finished my list, did you see they were talking about Sean Payton possibly taking a job somewhere else and leaving New Orleans? That would surprise me a little bit, right?
It sounds surprising because he's such an institution, but dude, you can only look at the same paint on the wall for so long, you know?
Yes.
So I get where he could think he needs a refresh. And isn't Dallas always the place that people speculate he might end up for some reason? Yeah. I don't know if he has ties to the Cowboys. I don't know if that's in his background, but I get that. I mean, is there a quarterback to be had out there that would excite him enough to stay? Like if Russ decided to go to the Saints, would that excite Sean Payton enough to say, hey, man, we can turn this around and freshen things up and do some stuff?
Cam's looking for a spot.
Oh,
he wants to play in a contender. All right, here's your top 6. You ready?
Yeah.
Sean McDermott, Zach Taylor, Matt LaFleur, Rich Bisaccia, Bill Belichick, Mike Vrabel. There's my top 6 that you have to pick from. All the others are silly talk. No, you have to pick 3 of the top 6. McDermott, Taylor, LaFleur, Bisaccia, Belichick, and Vrabel. What do you got? Who's your top 3?
Vrabel. Because the results do matter.
Yeah.
Bisaccia.
Okay.
And I'll take LaFleur.
Okay. Because results matter.
Yeah, because the results do matter. There's some good stories out there, and that's why Bisaccia wouldn't win despite everything that happened to them. And they did have to kick the field goal to win. They didn't back in. They made the playoffs on the final play of the year. But man, what Vrabel has done there, and to get the 1 seed in a pretty competitive AFC, we talked about this all year on League of Pain, how the AFC was a dogfight, the NFC was a bunch of dead dogs for the longest time, and it did change a little bit. But dude, to come out of that with the 1 seed and rest your team, and without the best tailback in the league, and with Tannehill as your QB, that's a shoe-in.
So for me, I'm going Sean McDermott, Mike Vrabel, and I'm torn between Taylor and Bisaccia. I think what Taylor did with the Bengals is great. He's got all the... Wow, did you just stick that? Did that just stuck? Look at that, ninja style. Do it again. Do it again. I bet you can't do it again. I bet you can't do it again. Fail. One trick pony. You're a one-hit wonder. All right, Kajagoogoo, that's enough.
They had 2 hits.
Yeah, did they? Wow.
Yeah. The theme from the Never-Ending Story was the other one.
Never saw it. So here's the thing. I'm torn. Zach Taylor, not only was he a great president, but pretty damn good head coach. The Bengals loaded with talent, but I think he's represented himself well, and I understand that the postseason doesn't count, but I think that was a really good team, and they played well.
Yeah.
Bisaccia, Walt has been super argumentative with me lately. Walt, I think Walt hates me. But Walt, every time I say something, Walt's like, "No, you're wrong." Bisaccia's 7-5 as a head coach. He should not be on that list. Yeah, he was 7-5 as a head coach, and he had to take over the job in the middle of the season because the head coach resigned. So you had the turmoil right after that. He had a guy get arrested for drunk driving and murder. He had another guy get arrested for drunk driving. Like, do you understand the amount of turmoil that the Raiders went through in one season, in 13 weeks? And not only did he have a winning record, he got them to the playoffs. They had the balls of 2 other teams in their hands. The Steelers and the Raiders. I like Walt says, I'm trying to give you the proper information. No, it's part opinion though.
It's one thing to argue about who won. It's another to argue about who's even on the list. And that's just not a rabbit hole I'm prepared to go down. If you want to argue that he shouldn't be top 10 or top, whatever. He didn't win.
I think Bisaccia, I mean, look, he could have easily gone the other way. He could have easily missed the playoffs, gone 4-8, and no one would have batted an eye. They were like, "Yeah, well, it was a tumultuous year." Any coach might have suffered that, but he didn't. He had him in the playoffs.
It didn't earn him Coach of the Year, but it's going to earn him an opportunity somewhere. And as of right now, even though the Raiders have ousted Mike Mayock and sent him packing after 3 years, Bisaccia is still the head coach. They haven't made the decision to move on from him. I mean, he was interim, but they haven't made the decision. I think that they will probably, whoever the GM is, will have a chance to meet with him. And Bisaccia knows this already. And people think, well, maybe they give him a position somewhere else in the organization. I don't know if I want to take that step back if they got other opportunities out there. But whoever it is, they'll have a chance to meet with Bisaccia. They'll talk about philosophies and figure out whether or not they're on the same page or not. And that's when that decision will get made, I would imagine. That might be the first question is, hey, would you be cool with this guy as our head coach? And then we'll get to everything else. And if not, it's not the deal breaker, but we want to know up front whether this can work. I don't know.
Was it Bruce Arians that took over for Frank Reich so I remember one of those 2 guys had to miss time and the other one kind of stepped in and really
it was Arians took over for Chuck Pagano when he had cancer.
That's what it was.
And then when Pagano came back, that's when Arians got the opportunity in Arizona first.
Yes.
And then went to Tampa. So yeah, it's interesting how opportunities come up because I don't know that Bruce Arians would have necessarily gotten that opportunity at that time. You never know how things work out, but the timeline as it is, Chuck Pagano getting cancer led to Bruce Arians getting that opportunity.
So I'm on his wiki page. As an offensive assistant for most of his coaching career, Arians held the NFL coaching position with the Colts when Pagano was treated for leukemia. He won Coach of the Year. I mean, so again, I don't think Bisaccia deserves or is going to win Coach of the Year, but I think he should be in consideration just for what he did. And he wasn't really looking to be a head coach. He was thrusted into that role. So, if you're another team, do you give him an opportunity? Would you hire Bisaccia as a head coach?
Definitely interviewing him. He's definitely going to get interviews, and maybe he gets a coordinator position somewhere else if he doesn't want to stay with the Raiders. I don't know why they, unless you have a head coach who wants to bring all his own guys in, and then you do clean house anyway if they move on. He's definitely going to get opportunities to talk to other teams, and if he doesn't land as a head coach, and I happen to think he will, I think there is someone out there that can use a calming presence who they think they can build around. And we don't even think about his philosophy. Like, I don't know that they changed that much going from Gruden to Bisaccia. I don't know how much their play calling changed. I don't know how much their philosophies changed on either side of the ball, but I know that in the storm that was their 2021 season, he calmed, he was that calming force who held it together and somehow got them into the playoffs when a month ago they had no business being even in the conversation.
Yeah, I would agree.
I agree.
Also, 0-1 in the postseason. What a loser.
Yeah. The thing about Zach Taylor is that with all that talent that they've got, they didn't take over until the Ravens finally collapsed under losing. It felt like every significant player to the IR. They didn't take it over until the Browns collapsed in late November and the Steelers finally fell. I mean, that division was up for grabs until a week before the season ended. With all that talent, and you look at how the other teams fared and what they all went through, they should have probably blown out that division. And how you blow the Ravens out twice but struggle with the Steelers and Browns, I don't get. There's something missing there. And maybe it's another year. Maybe it needs another year. I don't know. But they should have been better than they were. And that's why I wouldn't have him necessarily in my top 3 or top 4.
Let's see. They had regular season. I mean, they never really – you're right, though. They never really ran away with it, right? I mean, they finished 10-7. Not a great regular season showing. But what we saw, I mean, towards the end of the season and then in the playoffs, a pretty dominant performance. And for really, well, you're right. I mean, they were almost argue.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take Taylor.
You could almost argue that
he wasn't my final 3.
But he's second in the odds makers' eyes right now. And
is he?
I could argue that if Lamar Jackson didn't get hurt and missed the last month, the Bengals might not have won the division, let alone made the playoffs.
I mean, hell, I might, based on that. Yeah, they were 5-4 at home, 5-3 on the road.
Yeah, the jungle ain't that big a deal anymore. I don't know if it ever really was. Maybe in the Carson Palmer years, the early Andy Dalton, but the jungle, no one's afraid to go there. No one's afraid to go anywhere in the NFL. Really.
So he's second on the list. Who's third? It's Vrabel 1, Taylor 2. Who was third?
1 second. I already got away from it because I couldn't remember. Oh no, not at all. Vegas Insider had they definitely had, like I said, Vrabel 1, Matt LaFleur of Green Bay 3,
okay,
Belichick, Sirianni, and Philly 5.
Okay,
and that's on the strength of winning 5 in a row down the stretch to get into the playoffs.
What's interesting is the Raiders 10-7 in a division that had the Chiefs and the Chargers and a 7-10 Broncos.
Yeah.
And so, but you're not going to get the same love as a guy who went 10-7 and won his division against the Steelers, Browns, and Ravens. Only one of which barely had a record above 500. Pretty interesting when you look at it that way. They both had a 10-7 record. One of them had tons of talent. The other one had Waller and a shit ton of controversy, right? And a massive amount of controversy and issues. Still had the same record, but yet he's not going to get the run that Taylor is. I just find that to be interesting.
Yep.
So, all right, that's probably
NFC game
NFL
2
coaching talk.
Not at all. And NFL game 2 on Saturday, really quickly. Niners and Green Bay. That could be, of all the games, if you're going to rank watchability, that's going to be number 2, I think, to the finale Sunday night. But the Packers open up as a 5.5 point fave at home, 47.5. So that's relatively slow, but maybe the weather's going to be super cold.
Got to take that by.
I don't know, man.
Have you ever taken a Viagra shot?
No, I haven't.
I haven't either.
Have you? No.
I had.
I get scared of stuff like that.
Oh, I'm not. I'm not scared of a boner. I mean,
no, when they give you the run of possible side effects,
I'm not
like
scared
blindness,
of my boners.
When blindness is one of the top 3 things that when that first came out, that was.
There's gonna be some blindness. I'm poking some eyes out with this thing. You hear me? No, so we were approached by Blue Chew when I was still doing radio, and they wanted us to do ads. They were like, "You're gonna do an ad for Blue Chew?" So we did a read, and they sent me some Blue Chew, and I I couldn't take it. I was just scared.
You didn't do it?
I had it. I was like, I'm going to take this, and I don't give a damn if I have a boner until Christmas. But then I was like, yeah, I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't want it. I don't want to take it. I don't want to end up with priapism and having to go to the...
Yeah, priapism. That's the word, isn't it?
Priapism, yeah. And they're like, why? What's wrong? And I'm like, I mean... I got this boner and it won't go away. So no, I don't want to do that.
Specifically, if it occurs without sexual stimulation and lasts more than 4 hours.
Yeah,
so
just random ass boners like you're an 8-year-old.
Scientifically built and lasts longer than a Red Sox Yankee regular season game.
Walton, I'm right most of the time in sports and competition because I don't use emotion or opinion. I have preferences, but I don't express them. I have preferences, but I don't express them because preferences don't matter in reality.
Okay, AJ.
But you're giving opinions. That's not why I read it. I read it because then Total Dallas goes, that sounds like a fancy way of saying you're dead inside.
Mm-hmm.
Total Dallas is too funny.
I do not use emotion in any of my takes.
Maybe I'm dead inside.
Maybe I'm dead inside.
Sports is ruined for me. You know who's like that? You know who's like Walt? Jerome. Jerome is sports dead inside. Like Jerome, I'll be like, Jerome, who you think is the better? He'd be like, nobody gives a shit about that. I'm like, whoa, player, what? He's like, man, fuck all that. Like Jerome doesn't like to speculate. He doesn't like to play what ifs. He doesn't like to do all the shit that regular old sports fans like us just like talking about. It's just good convo. Nobody's right. Nobody's wrong. We all have opinions. My job is to say mine into this and make it fun. But Jerome's like,
because, but he's also a ultimate Monday morning quarterback. Like, I don't know that I've ever heard him actually.
The Texans were going to be good on my show. Yeah. I got the tape. He was like, "This is a good team, Barry." Like he was pissed. He's in his car screaming at me in a parking lot on Barry on deck. This is a good team. I'm like, bro, I don't think you fucking no. This was like week 1 when they beat the Jags. I was like, is that fool's gold? Hell no, it's not fool's gold. It's no gold. I was like, what? Wait a minute. He's like, only a fool would think it's gold. I was like, you stop with the trickery. But yeah, he tried to.
That's the difference. Yeah, it's a difference between someone who, instead of working in radio, where you can just go for 2 or 3 hours a day and talk about anything, and no one really cares what you talk about. It doesn't matter. But when you have to scour the sports landscape to come up with something to write about, and your name is on that byline, and it's your words expressing it, I can see why he takes personal feeling out of it. It will be much too difficult to write something credible.
Yeah. Hey, Spees Benchmark, thank you for the resub. That's 2 months. I don't think they did it on purpose. It was probably an auto renew, but I appreciate you. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Joe Pro said Jerome been covering sports for 70 years. Of course, he's dead inside.
Yeah,
but he looks 20 because black don't crack. It's
he played high school basketball with the Undertaker too, so he probably has a touch of the undead.
Yeah. Donna said Jerome invented Moral Victory Monday.
That's right.
Yeah, he did.
His own sounder and everything. It's Moral Victory Monday. Yeah, absolutely.
I never really listened to the Rush, but that sucks.
Yeah, that's where I first met him. Actually,
Look, Speed said I did it on purpose. Damn it, Speeds. Do y'all? We should have had them on. We should have had you guys on.
Maybe Speeds and Botmark can come on Thursday.
You guys want to do Thursday with us, Spees? Huh? Want to do Thursdays with us? Yeah, either one of you, both of you, whatever. Text us. Yeah, we'll do a 4-man show. Johnny's out of town, telling jokes, slinging dick jokes all over the country. Join us. If you're not streaming, of course. We'll have a gay old time, as they say on the Flintstones. Was it?
We'll have a gay old time. Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There you go. Well, if
not, lots of people have used it. No
worries.
Why are we talking
about
Apple
Have you ever used
Mountain
that word to express the term happiness in your life?
Probably.
Oh, stop.
But I can also remember when the word queer was meant for something off or odd. Isn't that queer? Yeah, I can remember that being used
And I
occasionally by people
remember,
much older
God,
than
we're
me.
gonna get so canceled. Speeds is like, never mind. I don't want it. Now you guys are saying words like queer and no thanks. But Speed said, I'll let you know Silky will probably be working. That's all right. You can hop in.
Come on, man.
Yeah, you know, the
You
R
can talk
word.
shit about your brother there for an
Yeah.
hour.
The R word, right? Like you could say like, oh, his growth as a comedian because of all the things it was not stunted but are arted.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it. It just feels icky to say it. But
No, I still use it in that regard.
no, you don't.
Sure, I do. But that word you're thinking of, I think people use the word stunt more than
Like
R.
the only way I'll say it is fire retardant.
I was thinking about that too because like it's not even the word.
It's like you are so fire retardant.
Yeah,
that's the only. I just can't. It's one of those words I can't say. I can't do it. I just can't. I will call somebody a motherfucker though. I can do that.
Look, Bench is in. He's got this.
He said, "Well, now that I can say gay, Andrew, yeah, we're gonna have if you join us, we'll have a gay old time.
You can say anything you want.
It's how you say it.
Yep.
Okay.
Write a list of the 5 words you don't feel comfortable about.
Yeah.
Bring them to the show and say them.
I'm gonna say them all.
Say them all right off the bat.
Steelers Nation Australia said in Australia you can say whatever. It's too hot to care.
Everyone else is too worried about killing monster spiders to worry about whatever.
Like, it's so goddamn hot. These spiders are as big as Volkswagen Beetles. Fidel, here we go with the chat.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm not gonna, I'll allow it but no, should I allow the chat message? Should I allow the chat message?
Yeah, we didn't say it.
Fidel said the R word is used when working on the timing of a car, but he actually spelled the word out.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Is it? All right,
yeah,
I'm going to allow it.
I'm fine with it.
It's in the chat now. He sent it twice.
I'm fine with it as long as it's not being used to refer to someone who's differently abled. If you have someone who's just a complete dumbass, I have no problem using it then. But if you're talking about someone who's who is disadvantaged in some way, then don't fucking use it then, dumbass.
You're an asshole. True. True.
Cool. We like addressing the chat. That's why we're here.
Yeah, we do.
So
hey,
we're here to engage with you guys as much as possible.
Do you want Shock to go get his hot tub and get in there with his shirt off and rub his nipples? I'll write your name on his arm. If you guys super chat $1,000, I'll write your name on my dick. I just hope it's TDP because fucking truck driver Pookie ain't fitting. All these long ass names in the chat. Oh, jeez.
Asymmetric.
Steelers Nation Australia. You're just.
Oh, dude. Yeah, he's the winner.
I'm going to write it around my thigh. Nope. Not happening.
It looked like one of those old school
up,
barbed wire tattoos that dude bros used to get.
Yes, a tribal tattoo. Yes.
Yeah, when they were wearing Affliction at the Affliction store to buy more Affliction. Yeah, they all had the barbed wire
with the white stitch on their jeans. There's about 4 people in the chat right now that are like, "Hey, what the fuck, man? I got on my white stitch jeans right now." Fucking taking off this Ed Hardy shirt. I'll tell you that much.
It's too tight. Can you give me a hand, bro? Come on. Let's lift it up from the back.
He's differently abled is one I'm definitely going to be stealing.
It's all yours, man. Copyrighted for the world.
What time is it?
Yeah, I'm huge. Yeah. So we're trying to get my shoulders out. I had a kid at work talking about this with one of the other coworkers. They're both seniors in high school, freshmen in college. And they were talking about, this is the work, Jim, this morning, trying to activate my lats. And I said, excuse me?
Like it's a new credit card he got in the mail?
Yeah.
I tried to call the 1-800 number. It's just...
Yeah. It's like when people go keto and you talk about when the keto is activated and your physiology is... your physiology
fermenting. What?
There you go. No. Yeah, your physiology is in the keto state, or whatever, however they refer to it.
I'm in ketogenesis.
Yeah, I was trying to get my lats activated. Oh yeah. See that? You feel that? Here. Feel my delts. Feel my delts. Touch it. That's right.
Touch it.
All signs point to yes. That's right.
Speed said, did I hear one of you is a comic? Actually, two of us on the show are. Yes, I am a stand-up comic. John Wessling is a stand-up comic who is currently out on the road. And Shock might be funnier than both of us, but he is not a stand-up comic.
No.
So, yeah, this is 2/3 of the show is stand-up comics. But all three of us are funny, God damn it.
In our own way.
That's right. In Australia, they call dumbasses ickheads or wankers.
Yeah.
I mean, wankers, I've never heard of an ickhead. I've heard of a dickhead, but I've never heard of an ickhead.
Ickhead.
That's interesting. Did you just leave the D off just to get it through the bot, or I don't know?
The one we hear around...
That explains why the show is wicked funny. Yeah, thank you, buddy. Appreciate that.
Icked funny? Is that what he said?
Icked.
Yeah. The one we hear around here occasionally, because of this show, Bluey, about the cartoon dogs, is they refer to the bathroom as the dunny, apparently, Dunny. And there's a whole episode about how their mother doesn't want them using that word, and at the end she says it, which was the payoff, I guess. But yeah, now I've got an 8-year-old who runs around saying that word. And none of us know what it means. Yeah, Bluey. Hey, mate. Yeah, Bluey.
That just sounds like the past tense of a blowjob. I got me a Bluey out in the
parking lot. Got me a Bluey.
From a lot lizard. And, oh, God, now I feel like Shelby's like, me and my kids, we live for Bluey.
We live for Bluey.
Maybe I should have waited
thank you, Joe Pro.
Chat messages to roll in.
Yeah, thank you, Joe Pro.
Hey, look at Joe Pro. Two of the guys are comics. One of them. The other guy
is actually funny. Ironical, isn't it?
Jerk ass Joe Pro. Shut your mouth.
Yeah, it's all good. Sunday, 2 more games, guys. Rams, Bucks. Bucks a 3-point favorite. They're only getting the old school home advantage Sunday morning. 48.5 is your opening over und. That seems to me, you know what? I talked myself into the Rams. You're right, because of last night.
Yeah. A lot of people are going to do that. We're a very knee-jerk reaction. By the way, what is that phrase? Knee-jerk reaction?
Like, does that have to do with reflexes? Like when, the doctor hits you with the hammer and your knee jerks? Is that where that? Yeah, I had to do it to see it.
You're just like, hey, God damn it!
That was my knee jerk reaction to
my knee jerk reaction. Of saying knee-jerk reaction? Because that's kind of what it was. I had a knee-jerk reaction to the phrase knee-jerk reaction, to which you demonstrated a knee-jerk reaction.
I was triggered, if you will. You ever go for...
When you did it, it was just a jerk reaction.
It was just a jerk, an ickhead reaction.
Ickhead.
You ever go for a physical and they tap you with the mallet, which they still do in the 21st century. This seems so 1950s, and you try your best not to move your leg.
Oh, yeah. You can't help it.
Never works.
No.
Like, how does it?
Either that or the first one, when it does hit, I'll fling my fucking whole leg up like I'm a rocket, like I'm a goddamn Vegas showgirl. And they'll
good
be like,
for 55.
Yeah, and inevitably, like, the doctor will be like, okay. Like, I mean, I got to try. Gotta have a little fun with it.
Well, if I don't kick my leg, will there be further testing to determine why I didn't kick my leg? And all of a sudden, we're going to have to. He's a nurse. He's dead inside.
Give me some blue chew stat. All right. Yeah, Speed says Rams and Bills are dangerous picks in my opinion. And I was saying that earlier. Bills Rams Super Bowl is a real thing. It's a real possibility. But I think you're right that I'm right.
I think you're right.
That this might be a bit of a knee-jerk reaction to the Rams looking so good against. Was that maybe the worst performance of the playoffs, or were the Eagles? It was all the bird teams.
Patriots?
All the bird teams shit the bed. All the bird teams for sure shit the bed.
And those are all the 3 teams with first-time QBs that were not playing another first-time QB.
Is that true? It was all birds?
Yeah. Cardinals, Eagles, well, Patriots, no. But Cardinals and Eagles didn't.
Yeah.
They're birds.
Patriots aren't a bird.
The Cats won.
Unless you're talking about a bald eagle, sir. Caw-caw! Okay.
All the four-legged wild animals, the Bengals, Rams, and Bills, or Buffaloes. I guess they got some
the Bills.
Some guys named Bill who walk on all fours up there in West New York. I don't know.
I'm going to say that the Cardinals shit the bed, and not even based off of points scored. Philly had 15. Cardinals scored the least amount of points of anybody in the playoffs with 11. But it was just such a paltry performance all the way around, defensively, offensively, special teams, coaching. The cheerleaders sucked ass. I mean, they were all out of rhythm. The water boy, half the water was dry. It was just the water girl. Nothing was wet.
If that's the case, then we're not so much saying the Pats shit the bed as just that the Bills swang a priapism over them for 3.5 hours that did not let up and kept pounding them and pounding them and pounding them, and it wasn't the Pats'
So you're going to say, what? Do you disagree with me? I mean,
I'm saying, you've talked me out of thinking it was the Patriots who shot the bed when in truth the Buffalo Bills were so perfect.
Yeah. I mean,
you're
dude,
right.
Literally, think about that. 7 of 7, never been done before. Scored on every possession, no field goals, no punts. Nobody's beating that. If they do that, I mean, nobody's beating that. They could run. They're going to run the table and they're not doing that every game. Obs. And you know, look, I mean, yeah, the Bills defense had a huge. I mean, the Patriots defense had a huge letdown, going from one of the best defenses in the AFC and the best defenses in football to that. But that was an anomaly to me. That was something weird. That's when you look up, Shock, and I don't know. This is just me throwing shit out, just using emotion. Sorry, Walt. But this is like, it's one of those things where you get that feeling like, you know, you always hear about getting hot at the right time, momentum going into the playoffs, this and that and the other. That's one of those anomalies where you go, oh shit, it might be the team to beat now in the AFC because of that.
Yeah.
So, and maybe that's the Rams. Although I just think the Cardinals, I mean, I don't want to give as much credit to the Rams. The Bills played a perfect game, right?
Yeah, and as we go to the last game, I'll call this right now. Whoever wins Bills Chiefs is winning the Super Bowl.
Whoa! I got this
Bills
pin in the
Chiefs.
mail, by the way. I would show you what it says, but it has my address on it. But somebody sent me this. Because, you know, when you form companies, they send you all kind of bullshit. But they sent this pen. They were like, "You want to order some
fancy
more?"
pen or
Like, no, it's good. I got this one.
Does it have your company name on it? Does it say Look Who's Fancy Media?
Somebody clipped it. Yes, it does. It says Who's Fancy Media LLC, but then it has my home address, which I'm not going to put out on public. So, yeah.
I'll tweet it out. I'll tweet out that, not your address. I'll tweet that whoever wins that game will win it all.
I just literally bought this 18-pack of these pins, and then they send me a free goddamn pin in the mail.
79 cents
Would
wasted.
I have been an asshole if I overnighted a pack of pins on Amazon?
I'll tell you, it's funny you say that.
Option. I got.
Yeah.
I showed you this, but this is one of my to-do lists, chat. This is one of my to-do lists. But I ordered these spiral notebooks to start keeping notes on, because normally what I do is I just take random papers laying around and then I consolidate them. So I got me some spirals to now be able to stay organized. I already have 25 things on my general to-do list. Yeah, I ordered pins. They were $7 for a pack of 15, and it had the option to overnight. I was like, boy, I would be a dick.
Stace did a couple of online orders through Sam's Club, and twice now they were out of something. And one thing that they do that I find interesting, if not it's not cost effective, is that rather than sub something, they will overnight it to you from somewhere else. So, you know, get a 36 pack of toilet paper, whatever it was that she didn't order, they will pay to overnight it. And we've seen the manifest for one of these things that it was like a box of protein bars or some allergy medicine for the kids or something that would have cost us $12 for a 3-pack, but they overnighted it to us and it cost them $50
It's ridiculous.
to do it.
That's why I was
I'll come get it. I mean,
right? I'll meet you halfway.
I'll be there in 5 minutes. But
meet
if
me
you
at the
want to
Piggly
spend
Wiggly,
$50,
you know, we could swap casseroles like you and I do.
Like we did.
I was just like, I don't love the environment. I'm not like, oh my God, save the polar bears. the cows are causing CO2. But I couldn't be an asshole and have a pack of pens overnight. And I was like, all right, well, let me just at least order some other shit that I kind of half-ass need.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm not even thinking about the environment. I'm thinking, what are you going to raise prices on because you're spending so much to overnight people on stuff that you missed short picked. So I don't know, but yeah, I think whoever wins Bills at Chiefs Sunday night, and this is nothing, I'm not slandering the Packers. I just think these are the two overall scariest teams as far as I'm concerned. And whoever comes out of that will get past Tennessee. They'll go to Tennessee. They'll beat them, and then they'll win the Super Bowl. Whoever wins this game.
I like it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what is your prediction in the NFC? If Bills Chiefs is your Super Bowl winner, is it whoever wins the NFC is gonna go to the Super Bowl?
Green Bay.
Whoever
will
wins
get past the
I'm going to go on
49ers.
record right now. Shock. Whoever wins the NFC Championship game is going to go to the Super Bowl. Clip it.
I agree with you.
Clip it.
It's pretty bold, dude.
Book it.
I'm writing that down.
Bam! My lock of the century.
What was Titan Hugo's crazy prediction from last Sunday, and did it come true? There was something outlandish that he predicted. I don't know if it was an upset.
Steelers win? Or was that?
Yes, it was. Yeah, no, it was the Steelers. It was the only time that he's been wrong in like 3 months. Yeah. I think that's what it was. I think that's what it was.
Losing teams in the playoffs. This was their output. Vegas scored 19. New England scored 17. The Eagles scored 15. Dallas scored 17. Pittsburgh scored 21. Arizona scored 11. Only one team able to crack 20 points in the playoffs. That is just not going to get it done. You had 26, 47, 31, 23, 42, and 34. So it tells you a couple things. Is it defense ruling the roost, or do you look at these teams that are winning like Cincinnati, Buffalo, Tampa? I mean, is this just offensive juggernauts that LA maybe, like I said, best defense in the NFC left, but they offensively, Matt Stafford, he didn't have great numbers.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great point. Like I said, Philly trailed 31-0. The Pats trailed 27-0. The Cardinals were down 28-0 before any of them got points. So, yeah, you do kind of have to look at, are the Rams really that good? Are the Bucs really that good? Of course they are. They're defending world champions. And even though they don't have AB and even though they don't have Leonard Fournette, they still have ways to beat you. And Mike Evans just proved he's the one. Yeah. Mike Evans is a true number one. And if you didn't think so, then you've been missing out. Yeah. I mean, I think the Patriots, given the fact that they do have the defense that they do, and Bill Belichick is no less of a defensive genius than he was before that game. Yeah. He's got 3 decades of it. That was the most impressive of all the wins over shitty teams, in my opinion. And
I would agree.
I think we'll save our picks for Sunday.
Yeah. But that's why you look at the Rams and you go, oh shit. You look at the Bills and you go, oh shit. Right? I mean, not that Tampa wasn't dominant, not that any of these teams, it was all pretty dominant wins. There was really no close games. There was I think the best game was Cincy Vegas because it came down to the last play of the game. Well, that's one of those. It's right. It was the last place I looked. It came down to Derek Carr.
It ended on the last play. Yeah, it did.
Listen, as like most true good games, it ended on the last play of the game, and it was over.
But that game was 2021 in a nutshell, though. I mean, the overriding story of the Raiders coming back and fighting against some weird penalties was fine, but it was exciting in those last moments because you had a team trying to tie it up, but it wasn't a super well-played game, and that was 2021 in a nutshell. A lot of ugly football that had an ending, that they all had endings, but they came down to that last play where it mattered,
We're just the master of obvious shit.
Are.
There's a lot of grudge matches, a lot of axes to grind.
Sports nuance live. Yeah. So did the Titans have an axe to grind if they were to get to the Super Bowl against? Who they lose to? Who they lose to in the Super Bowl by the reach?
The Rams.
The Rams.
Yeah, wasn't it?
The Kurt Warner Rams.
Wouldn't that be great?
20 years in the
Wouldn't
making.
that be great? And now they're 2 yards short.
Or half a yard.
How awesome would that be, Shock? If the first time they'd be like, the first time these two teams met, the Titans came up 1 yard short of a Super Bowl victory. Bro, would it not be the best shit ever if it comes down to the final play and instead of being 1 yard short, they're 2 yards short? And you're like, you're going the wrong way, assholes. Yeah. You only see them once a decade. Go the other way. That would be great.
One step back, one step back. No steps forward, one step. And didn't Marshall Faulk just made the Hall of Fame, right? Was that this year?
I don't know.
It's probably 10 years ago. It feels like yesterday that they put that yellow blazer on him and they welcomed him into the brotherhood of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. But yeah, that'll tie in some way as well. Hey, Casario of the Texans today said that Deshaun Watson returning more than likely would not be the case. So finally, someone there has said it.
It's
out there in the ethers. Breaking news. Is it a bigger deal now that the words have actually been spoken? I mean, we all kind of knew it. Yeah. But the fact that it's out there, has the fact that they've waited this long going to screw them over in getting a good head coach? Barry, how do you think this affects the coaching search for them?
So I don't know if this is posturing or if this is I don't know what this is, right? Like, file it under no shit. Really? You don't think Deshaun Watson's coming back? I mean, what? So I don't know. I feel like what this was Nick Casario saying something to the effect of, yeah, we're still going after Brian Flores, and it has nothing to do with trying to pair him up with Deshaun Watson, because that ain't gonna happen. If we land Brian Flores, it's under the assumption that Deshaun Watson will not be the quarterback of the Houston Texans, and that's not going to change if we do get him. So maybe that's, maybe that was. I think Nick Casario, he already strikes me as a guy who's too calculated, who's too crafty with the media. Yeah. If he wants you to know, you're gonna know. If he doesn't want you to know, he's not going to give it to you anyways, right? Like, he's not going to be like, all right, I mean, I wasn't going to say it, but I really like you, John McClain. You're svelte, you're thin, you don't have man titties at all. You don't get like the sweat crease thing that's like under the shirt, and like, yeah, you don't have like spaghetti stains on your shirt. You're a good dude, and I'm going to share with you some things I normally wouldn't say. That's just not happening. So whatever, there's a purpose behind this, unless he was just like, oh, for fuck's sake, stop asking. No.
You think they wore him down? Is that what happened?
Couldn't be.
Well, Deshaun Watson, is there opportunities to pair Deshaun Watson? Is that why you're going after Brian Flores to keep him, and like he's going to stay maybe, and like you're going to pair him up? There's been talks.
Nick was like, fuck no, John, fuck no.
That was a good John McClain. I like that.
That's sounded.
Should throw in a yippee-ki-yay motherfucker at the end. That would have been a better John McClain. You could have combined them.
It sounded a little stunted. Like a stunted John McClain.
There's not enough gravy in your throat. Like, I don't hear the pepper gravy.
He sounds like Clarence and Gomer Pyle. Right? Like Clarence on one of the decks. Hey guys, here, coach, if you think, if you see, I can't do a John McClain. I don't have it in me. Maybe I just need more neck fat. Maybe that's the key. A good John McClain starts with a lot of neck fat.
Would the prospect of Davis Mills being your QB1 excite anyone? I mean, did the kid show enough that you would think, okay, if he had anything around him and decent coaching, this could be someone that we could make into a viable, if not a Pro Bowl level, but someone that we could win with?
I don't think that the upper echelon coaches on the market right now are looking at that like, ooh, man, that's a goddamn
That was a good John
maker.
McClain right there.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's not a career maker, right? But I think there's a lot of guys that are like, I don't give a shit, just want an opportunity. Bieniemy, Leftwich. I think Jerod Mayo, if he was, which I don't think that's happening, but I think those are the kind of guys that go, I don't give a shit. I mean, look at David Culley. They're like, hey, we're kind of all fucked up. You want this job? He was like, yeah, I sure do. I'll just chew on my tongue for 17 games on the sideline. Let's go. I could say I was a head coach. Not many people do that. Yeah, buddy. And I'm also going to get laid off and get paid for the next 4 years for not doing a goddamn thing. But I think that there are some guys who look at that and go, no, fam, I'm good. I'm good. I just don't have it in. Mike Tomlin, right? There's discussions that he might leave Pittsburgh and go to the Raiders. Mike Tomlin isn't. If Nick Caserio calls Mike Tomlin, hey, you want to come coach Davis Mills? Mike's going to be like, bitch, you crazy. I'm not coming. No. But a guy like Brian Flores, probably, one, buddies with Nick Caserio, right? Two, Davis Mills, look what I did with fucking Tua. Yeah, I'll come and coach there. I'll probably have us in the goddamn playoffs next year. Because I'll be honest with you, I'm not a Davis Mills guy. I think he might be better than Tua. All things considered. Call me crazy. Second best rookie quarterback statistics of the year. Right behind Mac Jones.
Crazy.
Right behind Mac Jones. Better than the golden boy in Jacksonville. Better than Lance. Better than Fields. The third round, all neck Davis Mills. Second best rookie quarterback statistically in the NFL this year.
The periscope.
Well, fuck, when you can see over the defense by that much, you better be second best statistically.
You're behind center, and you can still crow up over the...
He literally turns and looks, and he's looking in the press box watching John McClain eat. He's like, go, Gadget, Nick.
He's checking out Strange in the stands while he's...
Yeah, he is.
He's like, yeah, check that one out over there. How about that one right there?
He's like a parade float out there. He's just like, what the fuck? So, yeah, I think it just depends on the level of coach. I think,
Now, you mentioned Tomlin just now. They were addressing Ben with him today, and he says he assumes that he won't be back, and he wants his next quarterback to be... It wasn't his words. It was the takeaway, the anti-Ben. And it's not just about the rape. It's about mobility. I just added the rape part. He didn't say that. But
I love it.
It's not just about
so he's definitely not going to get Deshaun.
Yeah, I reckon not. But
he's mobile.
He wants mobile. Well, how many massage parlors was he at in 3 months? 70 or 80? Yeah. He goes through his progressions well, is what you're saying. Yes. Okay. He says Haskins and Rudolph will be given an opportunity to establish themselves, but he wants a mobile quarterback. Do you think this is kind of a shallow draft quarterback-wise, man? People think that Aaron Rodgers wants to go to Pittsburgh. That's strictly Yinzers. That's Pittsburgh fans who think that's going to happen. The Steelers don't have a super draft. They've got the normal picks. I think 3, 4th, and 5th. They don't even have normal picks. They have comp picks. So it's not like they have all this draft capital to be spraying around to Green Bay. I think the Steelers are going to go with what they've got this year. I think they're going to go with Mason Rudolph and Haskins, and they might get a third guy with more experience. But I don't think they're drafting anybody, and I don't think they're going to pull off a super trade to get someone. I think they are what they are for one more year.
It wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I don't think that the Steelers, I think they know at some point they may have to begin a little bit of a rebuild, right?
Yeah.
And that starts with looking in-house and just assessing what you have for a year. And what is Mike Tomlin's contract like?
Lifetime.
Is it really? He's like... No. Yeah, Tomlin says all options on the table this offseason to find that Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback. I don't know how much there is to this, him leaving, right?
He signed a 3-year extension that keeps him through the 2024 season.
Okay. There was did I mention this earlier about him being 3rd or 4th on the list to be the Raiders' next head coach? Sports
Illustrated says he is the top of that list to become the Raiders' next.
So I think that has something to do with it. Now, let me throw this out there just as a wild-ass conspiracy. Tomlin goes to the Raiders. The Raiders trade Derek Carr to Green Bay. Aaron gets to go and play in Vegas next to the West Coast, out of the cold. And now Mike Tomlin's got his guy again. And the Raiders,
Aaron Rodgers,
win a Super Bowl.
So you're saying just Vegas?
A random theory.
So what? Rodgers goes to Vegas as a free agent?
No. Oh, is his contract up this year?
Isn't it? Didn't he have the ability to opt out after this year.
Does
like
he?
he wasn't one of these play 1 and C type deals where
track.
Yeah, I mean,
Aaron
I'm
Rodgers
looking at
contract.
I'm looking at their draft picks, and
he is
Raiders just
2022. No.
Yeah.
Oh, he has a potential out in 2022, but is that his out or is that?
It's his out. That's his out. That was what was so anticlimactic about him coming back and not getting dealt. I was okay. And everyone's like, oh great, we get to do this again next year.
Okay, so 2023 has been voided. He would be an unrestricted free agent in 2024. Dude, he's 39 too. Still doing it.
Yeah. And it seems like the injuries are behind him, and I don't buy the toe thing, but it seems like the stuff that had him so addled a couple years back, or you didn't even know if he'd be able to walk off the field at times. The O-line is protecting him better than they were. The weapons are working better than they were. And the defense is it the best defense he's had since he was the starter?
Maybe.
Maybe.
No.
It feels like it.
It feels like it because a couple years ago, I feel like there was a pretty decent defense out in Green Bay when they had a nice run. Here
Demona
has a question for me. Huh?
Yeah. Go ahead.
With Truck Driver Pookie, the Mills Mafia. Man, if you don't sit your dumb ass down.
Bills Mafia.
Titan Yugos and Davis Mills is the next Kerry Collins.
You know what? He said that last show when we were trying to come up with a comparison, and we didn't read that, but I read that. I'm like, Kerry Collins is a great one.
Not a COVID cough. I just swallowed my spit wrong. You ever done that?
Well, that's what we were comparing Matt Stafford to.
Yeah.
Was Kerry Collins.
D-Miles, that question, Barry, if Comcast offers 1 gig speed and fiber optic company is offering the same speed, which would be faster? Would fiber optic really be faster? Yes. Fiber optics, not only is it faster, but bandwidth wise, it should be better.
I would love to know the cost at this point, because I know what it was when I was in telecom, when fiber was just getting into buildings.
Yeah.
And I think AT&T, whatever Uverse was just in Cyprus. Like, they were building the Bridgelands, and they had pops all over the place. The whole community was lined with Uverse, and it was fiber Uverse. But the further you away from the pop, the less your speed was, up and down. So look into where they are. If they're able to share with you where it's based, like where not the DMARC, because that's in your house, but where's the pop in relation to where your business or home is, and then measure that price up.
So it's funny that you ask. I just got a message in the mail from AT&T, and they were like, hey, just for being a loyal customer, we upgraded you from 100 megs fiber to 300 meg fiber.
Xfinity does that all the time. Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is going on? Are you just what do they call it? Sunsetting your 100 meg fiber? Is that all this is? And you're just like, hey, at some point we're going to charge you more. They were like, no, there's no catch. Listen, I wasn't born yesterday, AT&T, if that is your real name.
If that's your real name.
But I just I just got the message today. I only check my mail like once every 4 weeks. Is that bad?
When you start seeing envelopes on the ground, that's when you know it's time.
Well, we have a really big mailbox and it locks, and so I don't need all that shit. All of our bills come electronically. I don't need to, but I allow go out there like once a month. But I got the message in the mail, and I just ran a speed test while we're streaming, and sure as shit, I got 300 download speed and 366 upload speed. That's insane to get 366 up. That's the other, and that's a big advantage. And I don't know enough about Comcast or Xfinity, but that's one of the things you get bandwidth equivalent on both sides. That was one of the problems with like Cat 5 and all those was your upload speed wasn't nearly as fast as your download speed, and with fiber you're going to get about the same. Your fiber is not going to be the hindrance in your upload speed, Demona. So,
the other thing you got to consider is they'll say
so blurry. Shock. Am I drunk? Fix your face.
Everyone brushes over that word speeds up to. That doesn't mean you'll have that speed. That's right. And you already know that. Yeah. Hey, I'm on 54.8 right now.
Oh,
but I'm on Wi-Fi too.
You got envy?
So
you got a little speed envy?
Nope.
You want a blue chew?
No,
Maybe
because I do more with what I have.
It's not the size of the pipe; it's the data you fit through it. Okay.
Yeah.
You want some? Does your router need some blue chew? Does your router
upload? That's right.
Like to upload her files. Okay. That was stupid. That was dumb. I don't even know what the fuck we were talking about.
Bond her T1s.
I'd like to dual channel her ISDN. Wait a minute. Settle down, nerds.
Yeah, seriously. We could probably do that as a whole nother show on Twitch, and we'd have 50,000 people watching. And let's change gears just a little bit, and we'll be talking more NFL on Thursday as well as Sunday morning. It's no longer League of Pain because the fantasy league is over, but we'll be here from noon to 2 or 10 to 12 to get you ready for the rest of those games. Minor league baseball. First of all, to set the table for this, if you didn't know, the Sugarland Skeeters are no longer just a happy little go-lucky little quirky independent baseball team anymore. They're actually a farm team of the Houston Astros. So they're an official major league affiliate. And as of January 29th, Barry, they are no longer going to be the Skeeters. Now, I don't know if this being at the big boy table, you got to have a big boy name and big boy uniforms, but they're going to rebrand themselves.
Wait, let me guess.
With a relaunch party
January
29th.
They're like, listen, guys.
Yeah.
We got to be taken serious. We can't be the Skeeters. That's stupid.
Can't be the Skeeters.
So I just want to let everybody know from now on we will be the Sugarland Mosquitoes.
The formal name.
Wait a fucking what? Yep.
Damn it, Frank.
What we're going with.
Frank and Creative came up with that.
Yeah,
we're
good
proud
job,
of them.
Frank. We were gonna go with
he goes Lone Star.
The Sugarland St. Louis encephalitises, but that's hard to fit on a hat.
One of the suggestions
Sugarland
I
Malarias.
saw. Yeah, well, one of the suggestions I saw on the Twitter was that in a referencing Sugarland, and the reason it's called that is the Imperials for Imperial Sugar. And I can't think of, I always think of Little Anthony and doo-wop music when I hear Imperials, but that would be pretty dope, man. I don't know what that logo would look like. I don't know if it's a crown like on the margarine box. I don't know what that would look like, but the Sugarland Imperials.
Wouldn't it be great? Yeah, the Sugarland Imperials, and then on the front of the hat would be a pile of sugar. Spoiler alert, it looks like cocaine.
Like cocaine. Or a pile of jizz.
You got some dude sitting at a table covered in sugar looking like Scarface and shit. He's just like, hey! All I have in this sport is balls and my strikes. It would be so great.
Before player introductions,
say
hello to my well friends, and then
yes, that would be so great.
Tony Montana as the mascot. You've got big-headed Tony with coke.
No,
coke
it'd just be a big
and
straw. It just Sniffy the
blade.
straw.
A straight razor. That's all it is.
It's like the Astros, they've got orbit and junction jack, right? So you'd have like a straw and a razor blade. One's the chick, one's the straw's definitely the dude, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's so great.
Junction Jack looked like he's been doing coke for a number of years, by the way. He is so ratty.
Junction Jack has definitely sucked some dick for crack in an alley somewhere. Sorry, Astros. This is just.
And they bring in a new pitcher or a pinch hitter. I'm reloading.
The chalk lines. They're out there with the Junction Jack just sniffing up the chalk lines.
The third baseline? Are you kidding?
Junction Jack, instead of doing like the baseball bat thing, they're just like, or like the freeze. They've got like the sniff, and he just like all of the third baseline. Oh, that would be so fantastic. You know where this has to happen is Miami.
Oh, for sure.
You want to keep the Marlins? Yeah, change them to the Miami Cocaines. Done. Holy shit.
The kilos. The kilos.
The Miami Kilos, yes. Shock, we're geniuses, buddy.
How did they miss this? I mean, we've already stated if we were
the Miami Kilos.
Yeah, I mean, if your team here at Sports Riot were to take over an NFL team, it would be the worst, but the greatest team ever if we were in charge of the PR and advertising for any professional sports team. This is the kind of work you'll get from us.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you saw it happen before your eyes.
Yeah, Fidel said fans come to the game with powder. Yeah, no, but like at the concession stands, they just have stuff like beignets, powdered donuts, like everything, just something with white powder on it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Fried dough. Fried dough.
You go get a burger and it's wrapped in brown paper and taped.
Nope, can't. It's got to be clear. Everything's in baggies. Everything comes to you in little
looks like
Ziploc.
contraband. Oh my god, this is so great. Jared, what's up, dude? Jared, thank you for the biddies, man. Jared just sent. Actually, where the hell to go? Yeah,
I'm sorry, I said fried dough, Fidel. Funnel cakes is what I meant.
713 bits. Let's go, fam. What'd you say?
He's a one-man hype train.
Right? One-man record.
No, Fidel said funnel cakes, and that was what I was meaning when I said fried dough. They call it fried dough in certain places, but fuck yeah. Everything they serve has powdered sugar on it, like copious amounts. And you keep saying when, and they're like,
fries.
I would be the one that says when. Exactly. Space Cowboys.
Kilo of fries. You out there just buy, like, everything you order is in grams. You're just like, can I get a burger? What size you want? Let me get 6 grams.
6
it's like
grams.
Just a quarter pounder, but it's like 6 grams. I want to get the 6 gram burger and a kilo of fries.
Oh my god. Dime bag full of beer, please. How the hell does that work?
Oh my god. The Miami
Nothing's less than everything's $3,000. There's nothing is less than $3,000. You have to make sure.
Everything is expensive. Oh my
Every
god, it's
thing.
so great. That's it. I'm still counting on the Steve Miller Band theme Space Cowboys. Okay.
It could happen. You know what? You don't sleep on the fact it's Constellation Field. Key West.
Genius. Key West Kilos.
I like that even better.
Bro.
I like that even better.
Oh my god.
If you don't mind getting rained out every day at home, as long as you don't mind ever playing a game, like if you're cool with never playing, Key West would be perfect.
That would be, yeah.
Be like in the Bahamas, it rains every day.
Clip that.
Yeah, that'd be badass. Hey, question for you, man. With Kevin Durant out 6 weeks with a knee injury, I'm sure that surprised everybody in the room that Kevin Durant was going to get dinged up. Can a James Harden and part-time Kyrie-led team pull off the Eastern Conference, Barry?
Yeah. Especially because right now, I mean, you're only talking 6 to 8 weeks. We're not even at the All-Star break yet. I don't think this is damaging. They're 2 in the West right now. They haven't been healthy because of Kyrie and COVID and not being able to play. So they really haven't ever had their big 3 together, which is the luxury of having a big 3 that's literally 3 of maybe the 10, 12, 15 best players in the NBA. Is you could just roll with 2 and you're as good as most teams are right now. So, yeah. I think, especially just getting to the playoffs and getting Durant back, I don't see why not.
Yeah, I mean, if you believe in the Nets enough that you think as long as they get in, they're fine is one thing. Every article that I've seen connected to this Durant injury refers to the MVP award. Well, his MVP award is out the window now that he's going to miss 6 to 8 weeks. Well, there's 8 weeks of basketball to be played, and you're right, the All-Star weekend takes up about a week of that. So it's not like, he's really missing 5 to 7 weeks probably. But, yeah, I mean, as long as you believe it doesn't matter where they're seated, that they can make hay and do their thing, I guess that's true.
They can. It's a deep team. That's not just 3 guys, by the way.
Let me look
at the depth chart. 'Cause Patty Mills is over there, right?
He's still playing? I thought he was a coach at this point.
No, he's just Spurs. He's in the Spurs organization.
I heard he was up for the Raiders job. I heard there was one more guy that was they were going to interview. What blew me away about that was that
for a look. Fucking idiots.
Yeah. What blew me away about that, though, is that the Nets at 27-16 isn't that they're a half a game out of the 2, but they're a game ahead of the Cavaliers. And again, I haven't been following NBA until about a week ago. Cleveland Cavaliers are the 4 seed right now.
Crazy.
That's bizarre.
Bulls are balling out. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just getting caught up, and I did not pay attention at all outside of an odd 5 minutes of Sixers basketball, but I am blown away by what I'm seeing so
they're
far.
They're fourth, but they're only a game and a half back of first, so it's not like they're a distant fourth. Like fourth place in the West is 5.5 out. The Jazz are fourth in the West, and they're 5.5 out of Phoenix. But the East is tight, dude. Milwaukee at 5 is 2 back, so that's striking. Just Philly is 2.5 back. So that top 6. It's a long way to go, but any of those teams could spend some time at number 1 in the East. So, yeah.
That's the thing is it's such a long year, and for Philly to have missed Embiid and Tobias Harris for a month and still be 2 games out is ridiculous. Golden State just got Klay Thompson back, I saw, and they're at the damn near top of the standings in the West. So they figured it out. Yeah. They figured it out.
Pretty crazy. By the way, Cleveland plus 5.1 point differential in the East. No team has a higher plus minus than them. No team. Not Brooklyn, not Miami, not Chicago, not Milwaukee, not Philly. No team has a higher plus minus than the Cleveland Cavaliers do right now in the East. Pretty wild.
I'd be curious what they are as a free throw making team, because that might have something to do with it. I mean, Philly got blown out by 19 against the Wiz last night, and I looked at the box score and I'm thinking, well, maybe this is the night that Embiid and Tobias Harris took off. Nope, they both played last night, and nobody for Washington had more than 16, and they beat the Sixers by 19 or 17 last night. So I am looking forward now. The NFL is kind of winding down. MLB is at a stasis. It doesn't look like they're moving either way to settle down and get into some NBA. Well, we got some 4 minutes left, Barry. Are you concerned at all about MLB and this holdout potentially bleeding into spring training in the regular season? Because I kind of am.
I am, because apparently last week on Thursday, the league and the Players Association met and made no progress. And so you lost all of the break. You lost all of the holiday, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa holiday break, New Year's. What does Buddhists celebrate? Whatever. And they come back and have a meeting, and right where they left off. Couldn't be further apart, right? I think one writer described it as a chasm between the two sides.
It's a good word.
So you're now pitchers and catchers are going to be reporting in February, or supposed to. Spring ball starts in late February, early March. April 1st is usually around baseball regular season getting underway. So you're literally talking about 2.5 months left to get this done. And if they're that far apart and both sides just seem to be unwilling to negotiate or move off of their stance and their platform and all. And it's always like this with these two sides. And it's usually the owners that are going to have to acquiesce because they love their millions, and they know for a fact that they'll still make money if they give in to the players union. It's just the players union is greedy, and I don't really feel sorry for either one of them. I don't have a side. I think the owners need to make money, but I think the players are the product and they deserve to be paid. So it's just always a travesty. At the end of the day, though, you should be concerned that the season doesn't start on time. I don't think we missed the 2022 baseball season, but I don't know that it starts on time.
I'll tell you this, if they don't figure it out, and this is a lesson I think might have kind of got learned from the lockdown, is that people find other stuff to do. And with the NBA in full swing, with the NFL being what they are, being the eye magnet and the money magnet that they are, it's not 1981 anymore when you can miss that time and come back and everyone celebrated you like they did back then. It's not like the 90s where you can miss 2 seasons. There's the internet now. There's streaming services. There's infinite other things that people are more than happy to.
Is that 2023?
Springtime.
Is it 23 or 22?
I think it's 22, isn't it?
Is it? I don't know.
Could be wrong. But I think it would be incredibly egotistical of MLB.
2022.
USFL. XFL is next year.
USFL is 2022.
They got a 1-year head start.
Boy,
with Kevin Sumlin.
Yeah. USFL might be like, yeah, cool. Don't do sports.
Yeah.
We'll give our league a fighting chance to get some eyes.
Yeah, if I'm MLB, I don't sit around and just think, okay, we'll get back when we will and people will love us. I don't believe that for a second. You'll be punching yourself in the balls if you take the fandom for granted again.
Wait, what's wrong with that?
Oh, I don't know. But hey, John Wessling.
You don't ever do that when you're pleasuring yourself. Just give you a little,
take yourself for granted.
Yeah, no, I'm saying just give you a little, give yourself a little.
You'll say thank you.
Just some bam.
Oh,
that's where the term "beat by meat" came from. It's just people like get into they just punch themselves in the dick. Kind of turn on. Sometimes I'll choke myself. Okay, that was too
far. One-handed choke, obviously.
Grab my own ponytail. Pull it back. What? Okay.
God.
It's got loose there for a second.
Hey, John Wessling, if you're watching tonight on whatever shit, man, best travels to you.
Love you, buddy.
Get home safe. We hope you're making good money on the high season and telling lots of great jokes. To our buddy heartthrob, Phil Bernard, again.
Love you,
we
buddy.
got you in our prayers, man. You let us know what you need, and we'll do our best to make it happen. To everyone who's been with us in the chat each and every night, especially tonight, we
got to raid Speeds. They dropped by. They're on right now. Let's go kick it with Speeds and Benchmark.
We're going to go ahead and raid Speeds and Benchmark, go ahead and show them love, and hopefully we have one or the other of them with us on Thursday night. We'll be back at the same spot, 7 to 9 p.m., Barry and I, and hopefully a sweet guest so we can kick it with for a little bit. For Barry Laminack, for Nick Lowry, I'm Mike Levashock, and this has been Sports Riot, live on Twitch. We'll see you Thursday night.
Here comes the raid. Love you guys.
I'ma make the anguish vanish. Negative mind states I banish.
Take an 8.
You understand it? My rhymes are like a sandwich for the famished. The
9.
nutrition, new visions from a musician who's spitting. The opposite is superstition. So when you listen, the
I know we can do better than that.
Pressure.
We got 20 viewers. Come on, you guys are gonna love this show. I'm telling you, these are good dudes, fun dudes. Hop on the raid before I send it over. Come on, give me 2 more. 2 more, you raggedy bitches. Agree to the raid. Look up on your phone, you goddamn mealy mouth.
Don't hit leave.
Oh, we just lost one. I'm raiding.
Good stuff. Oh, they're not even starting yet. They're streaming momentarily.